Are you navigating the job market in Ohio and considering filing for unemployment? You're not alone. And fortunately, the process is simpler than you might think. Stay tuned as we walk you through every step of filing for unemployment online in Ohio, ensuring you're equipped with all the knowledge you need to secure the benefits you're entitled to.
In this explainer, we're going to completely demystify the Ohio unemployment system. But first, what exactly is it? At its core, unemployment insurance is basically temporary financial assistance for folks who've lost their jobs. Think of it as a bridge, right? It helps keep you afloat while you're out there actively looking for your next great opportunity. We're going to walk through literally every single step of filing your claim online so you know exactly what to expect.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover 1. Eligibility criteria. 2. Preparing to apply. 3. The step-by-step application process. 4. Common pitfalls. 5. Next steps. And finally, 6. Resources and support. I know dealing with bureaucracy can feel incredibly daunting. Nobody really loves filling out government forms, but I promise you, we are going to break this down into totally manageable, logical pieces.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, Eligibility Criteria. Do you qualify? Because before you start tearing apart your house looking for documents, we really need to establish if you actually qualify for these benefits first.
And I want to pause right here just to establish something super important. Literally every single piece of information, every rule, every guideline we're covering in this explainer comes directly from official state sources, primarily the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services, often just called ODJFS. You are getting the facts straight from the source.
All right, let's talk numbers, specifically the monetary eligibility rule. The magic number here is 20. Basically, to qualify, you need to have worked at least 20 qualifying weeks in covered employment during what the state calls your base period. That's usually the first 4 of the last 5 completed calendar quarters. And on top of those 20 weeks, you've got to have earned a minimum average weekly wage. Just to put that into perspective, for the year 2025, that minimum is $338 a week before taxes.
Now, beyond the math, there are non-monetary requirements. The big one? You must be unemployed through no fault of your own. This is an absolutely crucial distinction. If your company downsized and let you go, you're eligible. But if you just up and quit because you were annoyed with your boss, or maybe you were fired for deliberately breaking a policy, you're generally going to be ineligible. The state draws a really sharp line between losing your job through no fault of your own and quitting without a legally recognized just cause.
Moving right along to Section 2, preparing to apply document checklist. Now that you know you likely qualify, you need to get your paperwork in order. The online portal actually has security measures that will time you out if you take too long, so having everything sitting right in front of you is going to save you a massive headache.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how much hassle it can save you. To preemptively solve like 90% of the challenges people face when applying, you just need to be incredibly specific with your prep. You absolutely need your social security number and driver's license or state ID. Got dependents? You'll need their social security numbers and birth dates too. You also need the names, addresses, phone numbers, and dates of employment for your employers from the last 6 weeks. To get paid, grab your bank routing and account numbers for direct deposit, and if you recently served in the military or worked for the federal government, make sure you have your Form DD-214 or SF-8 ready to go. Perfectly prepared means perfectly executed.
All right, Section 3. Step-by-step application process, your digital journey. You've got your documents, you know you're eligible. Now let's navigate your actual path through the state's portal.
The process basically happens in 4 high-level phases. First up, you'll head over to unemployment.ohio.gov and click to apply for benefits. Second, it's going to prompt you to read and agree to a release of information. Third, and this is a big one, you need to create or log in to your OHID account. That's Ohio's Secure Single Sign-On System for state services. And finally, once you're securely logged in, you'll submit all that personal and employment info you just gathered up.
When you go through that OID credential process for the first time to create a new unemployment account, the system is going to send you a temporary PIN. Definitely keep a close eye on your inbox because this PIN will be emailed to you from OJI Sherritts at ojfs.state.oh.us. You'll just use your social security number as your username, type in that temporary PIN, and then the system will prompt you to create your own permanent, secure PIN.
During the application, you'll be asked a seemingly simple question with a very important answer. And this brilliantly illustrates how a tiny choice can make a huge difference. The state directly advises this pro tip, quoting here, "When asked how you would like to receive correspondence, we encourage you to select email.
Email ensures timely customer service and will expedite your benefit application. Seriously, doing this gives you real-time assistance if you ever need to reset your PIN and literally speeds up your whole application. Okay, time for a very important part. Section 4, common pitfalls and how to avoid them. Even with the smooth digital process, there are definitely gotchas that can trip up your claim. Let's make sure you anticipate and avoid these disqualification traps. We touched on this earlier, but let's clearly define the legal threshold of just cause. Ohio law generally defines this as a reason an ordinary intelligent person would consider justifiable for doing or not doing a particular act. Basically, if you quit, the burden is entirely on you to prove your working conditions were so unreasonable that any prudent person would leave, think unsafe conditions or unpaid wages. On the flip side, if you are fired, your employer has to prove just cause, like a deliberate rule violation, theft, or insubordination. So, the crucial point is knowing the most frequent mistakes that lead to a denial. Quitting without a legally recognized just cause is a massive one. Always try to document severe issues like unsafe conditions in writing before you leave if you can. Being fired for documented misconduct is also going to disqualify you. If the state or a former employer offers you suitable work and you just refuse it without good cause, you lose your benefits. And honestly, perhaps the most tragic mistake of all, simply forgetting to log in and file your weekly claims.
Which brings us right to Section 5, next steps after applying, the review process. You've hit submit and you might be sitting there a bit anxious wondering, okay, what happens now? Let's pull back the curtain on that review process.
Let's move to and see how this builds over the next few weeks. Immediately after applying, like even while you are waiting for approval, you must start filing your weekly claims. You literally cannot be paid for weeks you don't claim. Then, by week 4 of your claim, you're required to upload a complete, searchable resume to ohiomeansjobs.com. And by week 8, you've got to complete the career profile on that exact same site. Maintaining your eligibility isn't passive, it's a very active process.
Now, on the back end, while you're taking care of those requirements, the state is doing its thing too. Your claim automatically gets assigned to a specific regional processing center based on the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. They're the ones who will review your application, send out questionnaires to your former employers to verify exactly why you separated, and crunch the numbers to calculate your benefit amounts.
Finally, Section 6, additional resources and support, where to get help. Look, if you hit a snag, get confused by some weird form, or just need some personalized assistance, you are absolutely not out of luck. There is a really robust support system out there for you. Here is probably the most important phone number you can jot down today, 877-644-6562. That is the official support line for the Ohio Department of Job and Family Services. They actually have extended hours specifically to help people with new applications and those annoying pen resets, often running from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays, and they even have weekend hours too. Beyond the hotline, you can always visit your local Ohio Means Job Centers in person if you want help with your job search or your resume. The ODJFS website also has these really fantastic official how-to videos that can visually guide you right through the portal screens. And this is super important. If your initial claim gets denied, do not panic. You have exactly 21 days to file an appeal with the Unemployment Compensation Review Commission.
If you are finding this information helpful, be sure to like and subscribe for more invaluable guides. Remember, you have the right to these benefits, and with this knowledge, you're well on your way to securing your financial future.
Disclaimer: this explainer is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as legal advice. Always consult the official Ohio Department of Job and Family Services website or speak to a legal advisor for specific guidance. But as you log off today, I want you to ask yourself this: how much more career risk would you be willing to take now that you finally understand how to navigate the safety net that's waiting to catch you?